and hoofed. But don't worry about chickens or turkeys. Hello, how are you doing?
Have you met, the two of you met before?
Yes.
We did, the last breakfast meeting.
Yeah.
I thought it was in court.
What?
I thought it was in court.
Not
And hopefully not ever. Ever. Although you might get summoned for a jury.
That's
yet.
right. That's true.
See, there we
That can
go.
happen.
I love having good, responsible citizens on the jury that aren't trying to duck jury duty on me. You know, I had all kinds of friends who are always, oh, you know, I did this or this to get out of jury duty. I'm like, don't be getting out of jury duty. Because then the only folks that I have left are the folks, you know,
Yeah,
that, you
nothing
know,
better to do.
nothing better to do, you know.
That's right.
You know, I want good, reasonable people on the jury, just ordinary members of the community go in and say, yeah, I think what you did was wrong, or, yeah, I don't mind, you know. I mean, that's kind of how it
Tried
works.
to get out, but it didn't work.
I've had commissioners on my jury pool before.
Yeah, it was long before I was a commissioner.
So once I had my father-in-law get pulled in for jury duty,
Oh, yeah?
and there's two universal facts. There's two kinds of jokes that everyone will laugh at, okay? Everyone will laugh at poop jokes, okay? And
What jokes?
poop jokes and in-law jokes,
Yeah.
okay? That everybody thinks those are funny.
True.
And
Is
so
that true?
I started out my voir dire. I went up, I introduced myself, and I said, you know, I usually ask this question a little bit later on, but we're gonna need to get this one out of the way just real nice and quick and easy here up front. You know, my name's Ben Krakoka. I'm your county attorney. Is there anyone here on the panel who knows me? And of course, he raised his hand. I said, okay, Mr. Reardon, juror number 2. You raised your hand, you indicated you knew me. How do you know me? He's like, well, you're married to my oldest daughter, Terry. Okay, so that would make you my, he said, I'm your father-in-law. I said, okay, thank you, Mr. Reardon. So, Mr. Reardon, have you ever disagreed with me before? All the time, you know. And I said, Mr. Reardon, are you ever shy about telling me when you disagree with me? You know, and I had the whole panel laughing pretty hard at that one. No, I have no problem. I tell you, I said, so Mr. Reardon, if I put on all the evidence today and you decide that I didn't do a good enough job or the state didn't make its case, will you have any problem finding the defendant not guilty? No, won't have any problem at all. Okay. Well, the problem was I did such a dang good job of supporting him as a witness, even though he knew me, the judge wouldn't remove him from the panel. And so then I had to bump him to preserve the appeal so that I didn't have a blatantly biased juror on the panel.
Yeah.
And so I had to use one of my peremptories to bump him off. But everybody had a pretty good laugh at the, you know, well, you ever have a problem telling me when you disagree with me? Nope. I thought it was pretty good.
So,
In-law jokes are always fun.
so Mike or Bob went down to,
The title company.
The title company. Okay, so he's getting that signed up? Excellent.
he's doing that now, and he's gonna stop at the bank and get his signature on file.
Oh, yeah, he's just off the bank.
That reminds me, I need to submit time cards to you guys
Today.
You might as
today.
Well, you don't have to do it today. But the sooner we get them in, the sooner Cheryl can get everything done, make sure everything's right, and,
Well, I like getting paid, I'll get there.
yeah, mine's already to her. I already sent mine. Mom, are you just here to observe?
I'm just here to take notes, Shelley.
Okay, cause there's nothing going on until maybe 1:30 if Ron comes.
That's
If
fine.
one comes, yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question, since Robert is now chairman. Does that mean, Mike, are you still going to be our mentor at the refuse?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing changes there.
Okay,
Nothing changes
Nothing
with the
changes
boards.
with anybody on those boards.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let me ask you another refuse board. There was talk about mileage being reimbursed as for the refuse committee. Somebody brought that up. Is that something that's done in the past?
No, not for board members.
Not for.
Well, I don't know, Ben, just I know that.
I, off the top of my head, I don't think it applies to board members, I can look that up. I know that county commissioners are entitled to reimbursement for travel to and from the courthouse,
Right.
for official business and for mileage.
Yeah, and I think they are the only one, actually, yeah,
Yeah,
pretty sure. Unless it's otherwise stated, like
yeah.
Okay.
if they develop a board or something like that.
I'll try and look that up right now, but I might need a more advanced search tool than I have.
You can go get on my computer.
You don't have Lexis on your computer though.
Oh, no, I don't.
Let's see.
Nor do I want it.
No. It's not nearly as fun to have as you think.
No, I don't think it would be fun at all. I don't wanna be nosy. I don't care.
Those are the two questions I had.
Oh. And we answered it.
Yeah, you did.
Wow,
No time and
that's unusual.
what's wrong with your computer now?
We usually don't have answers.
Yeah.
Mine was fine once I rebooted. My computer's been not playing fun today, so I've
Does
had to
anybody
reboot
know
it
why
3
there was
times.
a power outage in town?
No?
Really?
That was on Facebook or
Yeah, we didn't have a power
Someone must
outage.
knocked a line down somewhere or something maybe.
whatever.
We didn't have one here.
No, I didn't either.
Hello,
Lisa Levis Fergus, they're always coming in.
hello. Yeah. Oh, I'm here in my commissioner meeting. What are you up to?
I will not be here. I'll have the agenda ready and everything. But next Friday I will not be here. So I'll have to tell them again because
Yeah.
you're the only one listening to
I'll
me.
be damned.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I will be back the next Friday. Well, I'll be back the next Wednesday, but
Well,
getting on a big old plane,
I'll
going
be
to see
damned.
my
I'd have never
mama.
guessed.
I suppose I do that. Yeah. You say she don't know yet?
She knows me.
Oh,
She just
I'll be
doesn't
damned.
remember, like, if I go
Okay.
in, if I go in the next day,
All
she
right,
won't
thanks for
remember that I
calling.
was there the day before. If I call her and then call her, she knows if I say, hi Mama Luch, hi Mama D. If I say, hi, hello. But she knows it's me when I call, as long as I say Mama Luch, because that's what I've called her for everything. But I can call her in the morning and then call her at noon and, got any phone calls today? Nope, nobody's called me.
Nobody. Yeah.
Nobody ever comes to see her. My brother's there every day.
Well,
And her sister once a day. But she's
Yeah.
okay. She doesn't mind. She
Yeah.
has her book that she's read for the past 2 years.
good book.
Must be a good book, yeah. Like, the last time I went, the cover was coming off. Like, Mom, I think you need a book. No, I'm not done with that. Are you sure? But she does remember that when I come, I take her mugu gat pan, a Chinese dish, it's her favorite.
Yeah.
And I take her mugu gat pan.
Wow.
So I told her this morning, I said, Mom, I'm gonna be there a week from tomorrow. Because I'm going to my daughters and sons first, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna go over there, but she goes, yeah, you're gonna bring me mugu gai pan, huh? And she remembered last month that it was her birthday, and she didn't know how old she was, she said she was 65. And I'm like, no.
You know, in some
89.
ways, a lot of that is good because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no stress.
Absolutely.
She's just happier than shit, really.
She is, then that's what I said, and I tell her, like, when I'm there, she gets mad, like, come on, let's go out there and do things with the other people. No, I don't want to. I said, that's not even right, Mom, you're sitting here like, you're a mean old lady and you're not. She goes, oh, ooh. I said, go ahead and get mad at me, because you're gonna forget in 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes later, like, you still mad at me? I was never mad at you. Very good.
How could I be? Yeah, it's rough.
Yep, I go mainly for me. Mm,
That's positive also.
oh yeah. You're not gonna be here, but like I told you. It's hard, you know, I mean,
Of course it is.
she always wants to cook. I wish I could make my own food.
Yeah,
Although the food in that place is delicious. Oh,
Really?
Heavens, yes.
boy. What's the name of it? I might wanna know that.
Laurel Brook in Brookville, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it must be a long drive for me.
It's a long drive.
Big community.
I went to Pennsylvania once,
Did ya?
Lock Haven.
Mm.
My daughter's husband he had a job there, and he was doing reclamation of oil wells, believe it or not.
Mm.
And so I moved her down there. And of course I went because that's where Piper Super Cubs are built, is in Lock Haven. So I went down to the factory and looked at it. It's a museum now, because it's closed. What planes they built later on were in South America.
Mm.
Piper, Pennsylvania is one of the first places they struck oil.
Yeah.
And they still produce a lot of oil in
Oil City.
Pennsylvania.
Standard oil.
That's
And it's
where,
good oil.
right around there is where my family comes from.
What's that?
Oil City.
You got mineral rights? Damn.
It's east of the 100th meridian, and things are a hell of a lot different over there when it comes to the surface, the
Minerals?
underground. Yeah.
I suppose they didn't strip off mineral rights like they do in this state. People
Oh,
buy them up.
My daughter's doing landman work right now. She's a landman,
Oh,
so she buys and sells. Well, my son-in-law and my son do the right-of-ways and buy and sell for minerals.
oh really?
My daughter does the due diligence for the company that she works at for mineral rights.
Does she put out fires or does she start fires?
She puts them out as far as the research
I'm being
goes. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Automatic.
Yeah, yeah. I still got mineral rights, but not very many. Wish they'd hurry up and drill a couple oil wells. Petroleum County, that land out there, I got 100%. Sisters and I have 100% of mineral rights. But the rest of that land is fractionalized. They sell off parts, and or they sell it all, and then it gets inherited by someone. But we own about 20% of the rest of it. Old G. Clammer wanted the minerals when he bought it, and I said, "You don't want the minerals." Why? I said, "Well, we have a family trust that when you can own the minerals, but if there's production, royalties, that's split up 56 ways."
That's a big,
All my cousins.
oh,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a big split.
So I said, he can lease out the mineral, but once the production starts, that's a different animal.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's the way my grandfather set it up.
Mm-hmm.
When I
Yeah,
was
that's the way
down,
my grandfather did too.
when I was down south doing mineral research in Mississippi, it was split up in 118th.
Really, 118.
I'm like, how this is nothing. There's nothing. That's nothing. Bless you.
Excuse me.
That must be about what I got in Rosebud County, and I get a check every so often from Phillips Petroleum for $18, $22,
Mhm.
about once a year.
But 1/8.
So I must own a hell of a lot of mineral rights.
Bureau of Indian Affairs has put a stop to that.
Yeah,
They said if it gets less than 2.5% ownership, that it goes back to the group.
Hmm. Really?
or to the tribe.
Yeah.
I had to, do the Turtle Mountain allotment up in northeastern,
Dakota.
well, it was actually in Montana, up Roosevelt County.
Hmm.
Boy, they didn't want me in there. I just wanted to go in and find out who all owned it. Took me 3 weeks to get any kind of an answer. And that's when it was just for the surveyors to go in and look.
You know, and they've taken away a lot of that responsibility and right from Montana, and they've shifted down to Anadarko, Oklahoma,
Mm.
because they don't
with the
have,
BIA?
with BIA. Let them do all the research because they don't want any more of this family dirty rotten in each other, like that was just rampant here.
Mhm.
I'd get, let's say I'd make a loan to the Goffney family, and they'd sign their mortgage and all that, and I'd send it to the courthouse, and it would sit there for 2 years before they'd file it of record.
Really?
On the
Yeah.
BIA?
I'm talking about tribal members.
Oh,
Let's say
okay.
he was the Goffney tribe,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and
Well,
they'd
no,
send it
it's
to the courthouse, the BIA courthouse, and it'd sit there for 2 years. They would not file that damn thing. I mean, how in the hell can you function with that? So we just finally said, well, we're not even gonna give you any money. We're not gonna give you any money, waiting for that damn thing to get filed. And finally it got to Congress, and Congress says we're moving this, it's no longer in Billings. They send it to
Mhm.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Well, they weren't fun to work with. They didn't like
No,
white
yeah.
girls.
I know what you're saying.
Well, last time I checked, there was 240 employees at Billings that work for the BIA.
I know, and there's a pile of them that don't even, that shouldn't be there.
I know. They're bumping into each other. Wow, this is fun time, huh?
Well, I can be doing something.
Yeah.
So, also, I sent you all this, petition to establish the county road.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Did it get filled out entirely?
well,
Last one I looked at only had 9 people on it.
No, it actually, if you look at it, it's got 11.
Oh, really?
It's got 2 that own, that would benefit from the road, and then the other 9 are,
Okay.
have a stakeholder's interest.
there's 3 petitioners, freeholders.
Is it?
Ronald Senior, Ronald Junior, and Jennifer Camuso.
Oh, okay.
Then back here
It is another.
is the consent list, property owners adjacent to county road right away. And you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You got 9 of them. So, I don't know.
So we got a cumulative.
And did you read it? But did you read it? Because it says that they all, it's been maintained for 50 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they said that it wasn't a county road.
Yeah.
It's not officially on the books.
Well, one of the neighbors apparently is there some land change down there? Ownership?
Well, there is, actually there
That's usually what sparks that sort of
is.
thing.
Yeah.
But then that isn't that, well, I don't know.
But obviously,
The fact, they've got the right to go on that road.
yeah.
What's a question is whether the county has the responsibility to grade it and
Yeah.
maintain it.
Right.
Because they have been doing it for 50 years. And now they're not.
One of the big issues is going to be what we hear from Tom Stocker and possibly my brother, if he had anything to do with grading that road, and if it was all prior to 5 years from now, or previous, well then, that meets that requirement of it being a county road.
We did it on Cameron Road.
Yes,
But
we did.
did you sign this?
Yeah, I did. They're
Down
gonna,
there?
they're gonna
Okay,
bring
they're
us some package.
Okay, I was gonna say.
No, I didn't. They waived our water rights, and I said, no, we're not gonna.
Absolutely not.
They did that to you too?
I said, what do you mean we're waiving our water rights? I said, that Mike Turney. I'm kidding, I'm joking. All good. Sorry,
Sorry.
go ahead, I apologize.
No, you were talking and then I wasn't really paying attention and I've been asked a question when you weren't here, sir, and you know. I can't find anything where there's an indication that boards are entitled to compensation.
Okay.
If the county commissioners wanted to elect to provide compensation to travel to and from board meetings, I think that is within your power.
Okay.
But it's not, it's not a statutory obligation that I'm able to find.
Okay.
So is there,
Got it. I'm writing it down. Okay. Thank you.
Do you realize how expensive that would be? How many boards do we
Oh,
have?
my lord. Oh, boy.
It's 70 cents a mile.
I know, but who do we have
69.5.
attend, who do we have attending?
As of
boards?
today, it's 70 cents a mile.
Oh, it's today? Okay.
Yeah.
It would be everybody on the refuse board, everybody on the fire council, everybody,
Okay. Never mind.
Anybody
yeah,
on board?
and they would have to
That's a
sign
lot of
claims.
Yeah, I
File a
know.
claim.
Right.
To pay for every single
Yep.
person on the board's travel.
There and back. I mean,
Mhm.
fire, yeah.
Right.
I agree.
A lot of record keeping,
A lot of record keeping.
I'm gonna charge you guys for walking back and forth to my little house I've got over there.
Me
Help
too.
replace shoe leather.
Yeah. Buy a new pair of boots.
You need to get boots like Sean.
You get those white, those are probably not too cheap a boots either.
No, these are my Georgia boot. I like Georgia boot. I've been wearing Georgia boot for about 20 years now. I got about 5 years on these.
Like the sheriff's boots too.
Yeah, he had
I think the
whites.
sheriff has whites.
Yeah.
Those
I can't
cute
afford
boots.
whites.
Still last forever.
Yeah.
Burying those boots. Okay.
Well, you know, after 30 or so years, they're paid off.
Yeah.
And
Gotta look at the long term.
Yeah.
also, Bob, he was on the phone, he was here. I will not be here next Friday. I will have the agenda up. There's supposed to be something, the KLJ for the airport, he's sending something over
Oh,
Okay.
for signature. It'll just have to wait until I get back, to send it back to him, which is only 2 days. But, you guys need to figure out the meal deal for the tabled resolution.
oh yeah.
Does Cheryl, do you have a recommendation?
Yeah, she did, 13, 14, and 20.
13, 14, and 20.
yeah.
If
What-
she does, that doesn't sound crazy to me, but it,
And I thought it did.
you did, okay.
I was looking at the $38 figure that every other,
Well, you thought it was too low?
I thought it was too high.
How much do the other
The
ones charge?
13 and
13, 14, 20. It was 13 for breakfast, 14 for lunch, and 20 for dinner.
Mm.
that's 27, that's 50 something. Damn near 50, 48.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 48. No. 38.
Can't even go to McDonald's for less than,
I know.
You can go to McDonald's for less than $10.
That's 47.
I was at Billings for my last county attorney convention. I was trying to keep things on the cheap as much as I could. I couldn't get a bagel for breakfast and a cup of coffee for, less than about $9.
and that's what it was, that's what it is now, is
Yeah.
$9 for
It's
Gonna go
breakfast.
up.
Yeah.
Tough world.
What are other people doing, Cheryl?
That's what I was gonna say.
13, 14, 20, and a couple of them were 16, 19, and 28.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty high,
The big counties.
yeah.
Mucho buckle.
But you said what you're recommending, what was pooled amongst the county treasurers?
Some of them, county clerk and recorders,
Clerk and recorders.
some of them, yeah.
So it's 16, 18, and
16, 19, and 28 were some of them, but I thought that was pretty high.
That's fine.
was,
So here's another way of looking at it. So
63.
it's a total of 47 now, right?
It's, what is it now,
You're
9?
recommending 47, what is
Yeah.
it now?
42, I
Currently, we're doing 9, 11, and 18.
thought, 48.
Well, wait a minute, something's wrong here, I can't see it.
38,
It's 38.
38.
So we're talking about giving 9 more bucks a day?
Yeah. If they eat.
9, 11, that's 20, right? And 18, okay, 38, I thought you guys said something else. I thought you said 48.
Plus 18,
Doing them figures in your head again.
so
No,
that's
it shouldn't.
38, what's recommended, what are you thinking, what was it again?
47.
Okay. So, I don't know, it doesn't seem how much traveling and whatnot to be.
Well, that's the thing, not a whole lot of money's being spent, I mean, not a whole lot of people go. You guys do, Ben does, we do for election stuff, but that's usually paid for. 'Cause
Yeah.
we get, you know, but, well, some people do it, always,
The ambulance
the
always.
ambulance, but they do their own things anyway.
Yeah, the ambulance does it all.
They don't have a limit, they just do it.
Well, they're supposed to have.
I've never turned in a meal.
I mean,
Well, I don't know,
Brad-
it doesn't sound too crazy to me, but.
Brad and Carol go, Muriel goes, deputies, you know, when they go. I mean, it's not like it's often. So I
Well,
don't,
the intention is that somebody isn't, when they're traveling, they're not losing money buying meals. You know, that's the intention. And in some instances, it's not meant to be punitive. It's like when I worked, I got a flat $56 a day per diem for meals. But that was, it's a different company.
and I had 40 20 years ago.
And if you didn't eat the meals, you got to keep the 56?
Yep,
Yeah.
Rain or shine. We do it different, I mean, that's the same way here. They don't have to produce receipts, do they?
not anymore.
And the idea is you don't spend all your money keeping track of.
It's actually, it's cheaper. to do
Yeah,
it that
yeah.
way.
So do we want to decide now, or what do we want to do?
Well, we already tabled it.
I would have gone with the 47
Would you?
myself, because that seems reasonable for Montana.
What is?
47.
Yeah.
Now that you guys talked about it,
Huh?
you table it,
Huh?
Well, yeah, but you said we needed to.
figure it
decide,
out, yeah.
but maybe we
Well,
can-
because it was tabled.
Yeah, I know, but can we solve it now?
No, let's just do it. If it's tabled, we'll leave it for next week and you guys can just,
Okay.
or
We
just
can
sign it
approve
next
it
week.
But you're saying you're not
Just
gonna
talk
be
about
here.
it today.
Yeah,
You're not gonna be here, that's why you
Well,
brought it.
tell
Yes.
Gary Lynch, let me take the
yeah,
notes.
that's why I brought
And
it up
she
today, because
will-
I'm not gonna be here.
She's the one that needs to know it anyway.
Mhm.
Well, so now we know next week it'll be on the agenda and we will have already kicked it around. And unless, Mike, you wanna lower it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. You-
Nobody will like you, but you can go ahead and
Only
do
the county
that.
attorney should be.
Yeah, there you go. We don't want him traveling, we don't want him.
Eating.
I rarely travel except to go to the continuing legal education classes. If any other county wants me to help them out with the prosecution, I make them pay mileage and per diem for me going over there and helping them out.
I used to hate traveling, I just hated it.
Could you imagine what's gonna happen if I end up having
That's
to
all I
be
did.
uncharged and have to
I
go
could
up
do
to
it.
Adam?
Until COVID hit, it was
Ben
once
is
a
gonna
month
take
for a
one look
week.
at it and says, you're gonna have to go find your own friggin' attorney.
Are you kidding? If you're charged, I'll be the one prosecuting you. That's the luck.
Well, that would be the other one. Yeah.
You need to hire somebody.